Hello, this is Cassie B, and this is the Whatever It Takes podcast. It's January 4th now, and things are going well. I'm kind of working a lot on a lot of different things, my hobbies and my part-time job, and I hope to be getting another one, and thinking about starting school and when I want to do that and where I want to go. And things have just been great. I feel really good. Got to talk to a lot of nice people. Later tonight, I'm doing a program thing. And yeah, just been feeling good. Yeah, I want to talk about the direction I see this podcast going. I really enjoy doing it, and I know I'm gonna at least do it until the 52nd episode, because at first I was going to do this, I guess that would be, there's 52 weeks in a year, and I was going to do one every week, but I really liked doing it every day more, so I will at least do 52 podcasts, and I might do more than that. I kind of want to make a few videos that are more take longer to make but come out less frequently, and just figuring out what I want to do. I'm very happy with things so far, so I'm not looking astronomically far ahead, but that's how I feel right now. And yeah, I feel really good, very inspired. I've been, for the most part, keeping up with some of my resolutions, which I think I'll talk about some of my resolutions today. But I've been keeping up with them. There was one day when I missed one of the main things I like to do each day, but other than that, it's going great. And I've been so inspired by other people, and when you start doing something, you pick up a new hobby or you get a new job and it focuses on something else new to you. You get a new hobby and you start seeing that thing in a different way, and you start seeing the people around you who do that hobby, differently. People start to, I guess, the people who do it better than you, that hobby, whatever it is, guitar, whatever it is, you start seeing them in a different light, very cool. It's very cool to see people who are doing the same thing as you, but in a different way, and sometimes even on a different level than you. I believe, like, when it comes to art and stuff, that definitely people can have more skill than you, but I think when it comes to, I don't know, I find it hard to believe that, I don't really believe that people can be better than another person, like in character, because character is such a big, wide thing. You can't judge someone. You can't judge somebody's character because you don't truly know it. So you can't say this person's better than this person and vice versa. Yeah, and I believe that no one can, say you're smart. No one can say you're stupid, and no one can say you're not pretty and stuff like that. If you think you are, I am pretty and I am smart because I think I am. I know I am. So, yeah. But when you're watching someone do, I think there can be different levels of doing a craft. There can be people doing crafts and hobbies. I think there can be people who are obviously more skilled, they've been doing it a longer time. But sometimes it's hard to say that something one person makes is better than what another person makes. I don't think you can say that. Even if this person is less skilled, somebody will find so much more joy in this thing, this creation that this person has made, than maybe this one that is highly regarded. So I think it's just important to, yeah, experience other people's art and, be in a place where you're so new to things. But when you see it, you're like, those people are so cool because they're at a different place than me. I think we're all on different levels, but no level is better than another. It's just different. You can't be better than another human being. That's how I feel. Even with people who do bad things, we're all still on the same level of humanity. So I've just been seeing a lot of people doing things that I want to do and things I've been trying to do, and it's just been very cool. And yeah, eye-opening, and it's just such a cool feeling to be in a place in my life where I feel safe and I feel so motivated. It's like I'm trying new things constantly and I'm keeping up with the things I said I wanted to do. Like since the new year, I've done art every day for an hour so far, give or take. I usually try to do exactly an hour, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. I'd rather have, quality over quantity. And for me, that's like, if I do 30 good minutes or 45 good minutes, and then I'm very tired, I may push myself to do more, but if I see that that isn't giving me a good result, I'm not retaining anything, then I'm just going to take a break. That time is to take a break. Yeah, it feels really awesome. I am working hard. I'm figuring out where to go with jobs and stuff and work, and I really want to. Right now I feel like I still really want to continue with the pharmacy technician thing. I've been trying to study, and it's just hard. It's hard when things get in our way and we're I think this is something I've also been thinking, and it's something that gives me a little clarity in my life. It's very rare that two different things are connected. And what I mean by that is, it's very rare that if you feel a test, you feel a test or something, that will automatically mean you shouldn't do it again or you should go to another life path. Sometimes it does mean that. But I think, it's very easy to become kind of fixated on that. You see one little thing in your life that looks like a sign, and you're like, obviously this is a sign, but I don't think we get too many signs. I think we just have to play off our intuition, because I could have failed my exam, and then, I could have said, I'm done with this. That was the sign I needed. Or sometimes having anxiety and stuff can make you a little, it can make you shaky and a little, cautious of everything, very cautious of everything. So you're like, you do bad on this or you feel bad because of this, and then that's a sign, oh, I shouldn't do this. You're getting into your like fight or flight, and you're like, oh, it's a sign, when it really isn't. It could be a sign, but a lot of the times it's just having a great amount of anxiety. And it's so hard to try new things when you're very afraid. So, yeah, I just don't want to take anything that may be perceived as a sign too literal. Because in the end of the day, as people, we get to make choices. We'll never know if these choices are already planned out or whatever. If, like, fate is something. But I truly believe that the things we do, have consequences, good and bad. I believe that, something I was really struggling with this year. I was really in a state of, I guess, paranoia. I was very paranoid by a lot of things. It wasn't to the level that I was inconveniencing others, but I was very much inconveniencing myself. And when I say inconveniencing, it's not something I say that you shouldn't tell others and get help. That's always a good thing, to get help. That's the strongest thing you could probably do, because there's a lot of things that say, oh no, you shouldn't. But what I mean by that is sometimes paranoid people can act a certain way or act a way in which they don't understand they're really doing something wrong, and they will take it out on other people, and they just don't know. There's something, a barrier or something. I'm not an expert, but just by dealing with some people in my life who are mentally ill and not getting help. But yeah, with that, it was like, it's very easy to take things that shouldn't be taken literal, like a feeling. At the end of the day, I have say over my life, even though I also am a very religious person, and I love God, and yeah, even though I love God, and I want him to come first in my life. I want him to know that I love him so much, and I'm grateful for my life. It is also, yeah, it is also easy to believe that nothing we do really matters, because, I don't know, because nothing we do really matters, because we can get in our own heads. We can say, oh, life's planned out, and it's not. I feel like we have free will, I feel like that is, I guess I'm having a little trouble explaining it, but I believe things won't happen unless we make a choice, and we have the right to make that choice. I don't think it's all set in stone, and earlier this year I would get very paranoid that nothing I would do would matter. It was just all set out for me already, and I don't believe that anymore. I believe we can change a lot. We can do a lot. I want to be following God because I love God and God loves me. But I also know that, yeah, follow God in a way that, you know, you have faith in a way that whatever God has planned for you will be something good. Nothing can be unfulfilling through God, I feel. We'll have hard times, but if you're really going in a direction with God, you're not pulling away from him, you will never feel, you will feel times when you don't know what to do, but you'll get to a place where you are able to see and you're able to feel that whatever God has set for you is where you want to go. You will go through the hard things, but still be able to trust in God, and that's really nice. But also with like religion, it can become something that people become fixated in an unhealthy way and paranoid about. And for me, it was a little like that. Like I had no free will over my life. And then to some extent, I feel like I want to go wherever God calls me. And God probably already knows what he wants for me. But I still have to make the choice to follow him. And in that, yeah. But when you take that away, you take the wanting to follow God away. You take the free will away. You can feel when you're religious. You can feel, if you don't have all that good stuff, you can feel like it's already set out for you. You will never feel fulfilled. Everything is already spoken for. No matter what you do, your life won't, you're not able to change your life. And I think that's very untrue. And that's where some of my paranoia lied. But I don't feel like that anymore, which is a blessing. Yeah, I just always want to be true to who I am and how I feel, and never force people to try to feel the way I feel. It's solely for me. Yeah. Being open with it, though, is a big thing. If you're open with things you truly believe in, then maybe it will become a natural occurrence in somebody else's life. I really believe in, like, there's a song that's like, you'll know they're Christians by their love. And I think that's part of the thing. Part of it. It's like, you shouldn't know they're Christians because they're trying to force something upon you. You should know they're Christians because of the way they act towards others, with being strong in their religion, but not trying to force it into others, because that's not love. When you think, oh, I'm right, I know what's the right thing. And it's for me, my experience with God was something I went initially was something I discovered on my own. I had gone to church since I was born, but for the longest time I didn't believe in God. There was even a point where I would say I hated God because my life was so bad that there was no other way for me to cope. But God didn't give up on me. And I came to belong to God. I always belonged to Him, but now my heart feels like it's more in line with God. It's a never-ending process to keep becoming closer to God. I think of it kind of as a relationship. The relationship I have between me and my dogs. I have 2 dogs, and we can be having a really good point in our lives. I can think to myself, our relationship can't get any better, because I do a lot for them so they're happy, and in return they make me so happy. But then I'll look, you know, from the time I say that, a few months will go by, or something will happen. It could even be a few weeks, and then I'll realize how much we've grown from that point. We're so much closer. I realize things that never happened before, like as they are a comfort to me, I am a comfort to them. And that's how I feel about like a relationship with God. You know, it's something solely for you. People will either come to God or not, but it's in their own time. I'm not going to pretend I don't love God, and I'm not going to pretend that, you know, He isn't someone important to me because others might not like Him or believe in Him, I mean. But I'm also not going to force people to love something that it's not their time to believe, you know. Nothing good comes from forcing someone, and nothing good comes from getting angry at someone for not believing what you believe. Yeah, I really want to grow closer to God. My faith in God right now is at a point where I will follow Him wherever He wants me to go. But it's also something I want to grow, because I don't think you need to read the Bible or you need to pray in a million words. You don't have to do long prayers. But God is still in your heart if you reach out to Him and you have this feeling of He's the first in my life, and I want Him to know that. And I think reading the Bible is good to get to know God. I think it's important, but also there's a lot of people in the world there's people who can't read, and there's people who have trouble reading, learning disabilities and such, and God still loves them the same. Like for me, my ADHD makes it hard for me to do the same thing every day, or to remember to do it, or to be consistent. And that was something around Easter, I guess, I was very scared of. I was going through a process of, I was going to get baptized. But I was in a place where I knew I was doing the right thing, getting baptized. But I wasn't in a place where I felt like I gave my love to God. Because I guess I described it as when I knew I wanted to be baptized. It was just like an epiphany. I would say I'm not at that point, you know, I'm not following God correctly. Not in those words, but it was something like that. And yeah, a feeling of not being good enough yet. But with God, you're never going to be good enough. So for me, it was just one night I was singing that song, just humming it, that song, we we are Christians by our love. And it just hit me that, oh, I am really trying to live a life that is in line with God, in line with, I don't think the whole Bible should be taken literally. I think some of the things, like some of the Psalms and some of the verses about love and stuff, there's a lot of like parables in the Bible that shouldn't be taken literally, but they are like a metaphor or something. So I was already living kind of in line with, I was living in line with what God wanted, what I felt God wanted, but I wasn't able to feel that until that night when I realized. So from that, I was in a place where I was, until my baptism and after my baptism, I was still in a place where I knew I was doing the right thing, but doing the right thing was very hard. I am glad I did it, but yeah, very interesting. So yeah, just making sure you love others, I think God loves us. I don't know if I believe that there's like a hell and a heaven, but I do believe that God has mercy. He has mercy and grace that we will never understand. And yeah. No person is the same as God. God sent his son Jesus to earth to die for our sins and such. And yeah, but we will never have the mercy and grace that God has. I still get angry at people. I know I'm not perfect, because that's like humanity's character flaw. We'll never be perfect. So we shouldn't even try to strive for it. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Just talking about things I haven't thought about in a long time. Yeah, my morals still feel correct to me. They keep changing, but it's really, yeah, they keep changing, but they still stay in line with what I initially thought. And it's just, life has been wonderful. Life has been really, really good. Sometimes I guess sometimes at night when I'm going to bed and you get a lot of thoughts that you don't really think of, but they're intrusive thoughts. Not always bad, but I don't go out my way to think of stuff like that. And I had a thought just randomly that I've never been in such a good place. I've never been so grounded, and things have never been so good for me. And I know things will continue to go well. Yeah. Well, this is the Whatever It Takes podcast. Thank you for listening.